But you enjoyed it. But you got service for free.
That free
The
pussy.
perks of the family business.
For your birthday. And
Oh,
tell the truth.
What's she doing?
I think I was 14 or something like that, and she, so I had a full-blown party, and we in the hood, like,
Right.
Okay.
full-blown, everybody came, because they, you know, we popular in the hood, you know what I mean?
And then I had the
So
hoes.
look, she had the hoes.
And
So,
so-
hold on, man.
Okay, go ahead, you tell it.
Like, man, mama said, hey, come on, let's get it started.
Blew the whistle.
Boom.
Put the girls out. How about they went and got their parents?
Yeah.
Oh,
Cause
what?
we
The
had
girls. The little
nah, 'cause
girls.
my mama had,
No, the young teenage
my
girls.
mama had strippers in them.
Right.
Yeah.
For my 14th birthday.
Got rid of the
So
school
they
girls
really
and
got-
brought the real ladies in, the grown
exactly.
Yeah,
women.
the grown
Yeah.
women. And
'Cause
everybody
I know-
came back.
Story.
Everybody came back to the door. All the mamas came back like,
they
hold
gonna
on.
come get
I'm
me.
like,
I
what's
stood my
up?
ground 10 toes
Yeah,
down.
she was like, yeah, this my house though.
It's my house. We're going in my house. Going in my house.
If you got a son in here that don't need to be in here, please take him out.
Please call him out.
But
We
we
need to get up out of here.
Well, yeah, we gonna do.
We
what
doing
we
some things.
You know what I mean?
You know, cause no,
And then look,
nothing
and then when
wrong
she
with the
left, all the girls came back and we continued the party.
Yeah, and that's how we
You
did.
feel me?
Yeah.
Hey,
For my 14th birthday party.
that's a hell of a party.
I ain't
That's
even
the
know
best
that was
birthday
going.
party story.
I wasn't even looking. Bruh, I wasn't even
looking.
looking for nothing like that, bro. I was sitting there like the whole time, like strippers. I'm like, cause this is like
think
when
my party-
no, but when I look back,
was
no,
at
Everybody
Chuck E.
get cake.
Cheese.
Right.
no, but look though, bro.
Did he
I
have
look
cake?
back at it though. That was traumatizing. That was traumatizing.
After
So you saying
therapy.
pussy
After
traumatized
therapy.
you?
Look,
Came out of
look,
pussy.
look,
What did you say?
After therapy, man,
They
that was
said
traumatizing.
pussy
Bad.
was traumatized.
Now, wait a
but
minute,
you
you're in
came out of
therapy.
pussy.
Yeah.
Well,
So
then.
wait, are you in therapy too?
No, she not. I keep begging her to go to therapy. I keep begging her to go.
Because
Keep begging her,
he wants you to
cuz.
work through some of the
Some of the trauma.
stuff.
All the trauma, like
Most
for real.
14-year-olds is getting bikes or something for their birthday.
No,
you giving this nigga
it's
bitches.
nothing against the
That's
LGBT
crazy.
community, but I just wanted him to chase pussy, then told a purse. That's all I was trying to do. That's all I was trying to do. In my defense,
That's called
in my
gentle
defense,
listen.
all hands on. But you enjoyed it. But you got service for free.
And this is really a conversation that I wanted to have, that I would want to have with the fellas, honestly. For those of you who have been around for a little bit, we had a little panel going, but unfortunately, some of the fellas couldn't be consistent with that work. So, you know, here we are. So I'm keeping on. Shout out to my boys, though. But I really wanted to have this conversation with them because I remember thinking as a kid growing up, right? I remember thinking about listening to conversations that teens my age were having in school. And I remember hearing stories about how older men, whether they were rappers, gangsters, whatever, older men, just pimps, whatever they were, older men and older fathers would push their boys into having sexual relationships with women early, like as early as possible. We talking like 13, 14 years old, right? And I thought it was weird then. Even more so now. But to know that there's mothers out there doing this kind of shit and behaving this way, to know that there's mothers that are actively pushing their boys to have open, promiscuous sexual relationships at an early age, all because they're hiding behind the veil of, I don't want them to be a homosexual. This is some sick shit. Mama D, for those of y'all that watch Love and Hip Hop, Mama D is a sick bitch. That hoe is sick, bro. I don't care what nobody say. You brought strippers to your 14-year-old's birthday party and told him that she wanted him to chase coochie. Openly said this on an open mic. said this on an open mic. And the crazy thing is that if it was a man that had said this, if it was a man that had this kind of energy for his daughter, there would be outrage everywhere. He would be canceled at the first video drop. As soon as it hit media, he will be canceled. As soon as it hit media, we will have people investigating his background and his livelihood. But it's always been this way. It's always been, oh, boys, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. And it's weird. It's weird behavior. It's weird behavior to think that 13, 14, and 15-year-old boys should be pushed into dealing with sexual relationships. You know, it's already hard enough growing up as a young man. It's already hard enough to try and keep your mind away from those things because those sorts of thoughts happen naturally. If you're a dude and you're a heterosexual dude, those types of thoughts happen very early on and they happen naturally. You don't have to be pushed into thinking about women. You don't have to be pushed into thinking about girls. Those sorts of things will happen as you grow older, as you start to mature, as you start to, get hair on your balls. Those sorts of thoughts happen naturally. You don't need to be pushed into it. It's already bad enough that you have to deal with those thoughts and try to compartmentalize them as it is, as you're trying to navigate growing into an adult male. But to be pushed into it and to be delivered, hand-delivered strippers at your 14-year-old birthday party by your mother, the person of it that if nobody else understands what it means, if nobody else understands the detriment and how important it is to preserve your youth, but not only your youth, to preserve your sexuality for as long as you can, if nobody else, your mother should understand why it's important for you not to be sexually active early on in your life, not to be out here sleeping around with multiple women, not to be out here busting down coochie whenever you can get it. With as many as and grew up in this is a single mom. Already the importance of why you should keep your dick in your pants was right there next to her the whole time. She was living in life. Had a prime example sitting right in front of her, and she still chose to do the opposite, the worst possible thing for her kid. Don't sit up here and tell me that single moms it's the best possible situation for a kid. It's not. The family unit is more important than ever. Not saying that it's impossible for you to grow up under a single mom. I grew up under a single mom. I know what it's like for your dad to be absent or for your dad to be out of the house, which is why I know how important it is for a dad to be around, for a father to be around. And if he's not, then guess what? Mama should definitely not be pushing that kid into having sex with strippers at his 14-year-old birthday party. You know, this shit is sick. And because Love and Hip Hop is a trash ass media platform, and they do everything for clicks and views and likes anyway, and everything is funny because you got Nick Cannon sitting right there. You got Nick Cannon sitting right there, the poster child for single moms. You got Nick Cannon sitting right there, and what'd he do? What'd he do when Scrappy said he was traumatized from it? He laughed. He busted out laughing. He busted out laughing. This was on air. They aired this shit. He laughed in his face. Don't tell me the culture ain't trash. Don't tell me we don't need a total overhaul of our culture. Don't tell me that the culture hasn't been 1,000% detrimental to young black men. Don't tell me that. I don't want to hear it. because they're getting it from both sides. Our youth are getting it from both sides. The father's trash, so he ain't around, and then the mama's trash too. Two trash-ass parents had a kid. And now the kid is growing up the best way he know how under the tutelage of the mama who ain't shit either. Whole culture just in ruins. You got a panel full of people sitting there around the table. This man said, you know what? I probably should have had therapy. I probably should have been therapized. I probably should have been therapized by now. I probably should have had somebody talk to me about the trauma that I've been through and experienced with you. And what everybody did, they busted out laughing. They thought it was funny. This is where we are. This is where we are. Nick Cannon sitting there with shades on and a do-rag, laughing his ass off. It's so funny. And then we wonder why we have men that grow up with the mentality of, oh, I'm going to get as much coochie as I can. Damn it all to hell. Viruses, STDs, and AIDS running rampant through the community. Nobody gives a shit until they hit with it, until they're exposed to it, until they contract something. Nobody cares. You wonder why you got a bunch of men running around with little boy mentality, with the idea of, man, I still need to conquer all the whores that I can in the city. You wonder why, when you got mothers out here like this. And then the women get mad at the men. Ain't shit men. Yeah, it started somewhere though. It started somewhere though. I always thought it was weird. When you heard about fathers and you seen fathers pushing their young boys into being with older women at ages 13, 14, 15 years old. Always. But it's even weirder coming from a mother. The one that's supposed to be the last line of defense as far as parents go. Throwing to the wolves. Talking about in my defense, I didn't want you to be a member of the rainbow community. Our community is broken. Our young men are broken. Our young men are broken. They need help. Which is why when you have people that claim that they're trying to do all they can for young black men and then turn around and commit fraud and just take money and just turn out to be Dr. Umar, it makes it even worse. It makes it 10 times worse. Y'all drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think. I'll holler at y'all later.